Just the other day, I was doing a little Netflix and chill with Bear, and what do I find? Cells at work. I promised that I would do a review of this probably like a year and a half ago, and I sort of forgot about this, but now that it's on Netflix, I have no excuse. So I popped it on. Season 1, episode 1 is right here. It's called Pneumococcus. I'm ready. Let's get started. That's so funny. All right, so I'm already starting to piece it together from the intro here that each one of these characters represents the cells, and each one of these characters is like an employee or has some sort of job. And if they're wearing red, they're red blood cells, which it just gave a great explanation that they carry oxygen and carbon dioxide throughout the body. The germ, and the germ is bleeding. Red blood cells. Okay, so this is interesting because this gentleman here is a white blood cell, part of the neutrophil division, means that he's attacking a bacteria, because neutrophils primarily work against bacteria. I don't know what U1146 is. Maybe that's his code name. White blood cells and red blood cells exist within your circulation at all times. You need both to function. The red blood cells, obviously the most important for the oxygen. The white blood cells are part of your immune system. In fact, when I do something known as a CBC, which is a blood test, that's a complete blood count. The two main numbers that we read on there are the hemoglobin and the white blood cell count. If I'm looking to see if you have an infection, that white blood cell count number can be low or high. That's important to know. I'm not gonna lie, these bacteria look pretty badass. For pumps, you should be able to just go in the one direction that it pumps. This is really funny because CO2 is carbon dioxide, and when you deliver it back to the lungs, your body exhales it, which is a form of waste. Ooh. This is very accurate that strep pneumo is one of the most common bacteria for respiratory infections and sometimes ear infections. Actually, in children, we give the pneumococcal vaccine in order to decrease the rates of infection, and if they are to get infected, hopefully it's a less severe infection. We also give the same vaccines to those who are over the age of 65 in some cases, also for that same purpose, decreases rates of pneumonia. He's talking about meningitis. That's an infection of the meninges, which surround the brain. That's the padding that surrounds the brain. Obviously very dangerous, not only because of infection in the brain is not a good idea, but also because that swelling causes increased pressure, also quite dangerous. I wonder why this body is immunocompromised. Immunocompromised meaning that their immune system is not functioning well. This usually happens as a result of a medication that they're taking, other illnesses that they have. For example, those who have HIV or AIDS, those are immunodeficient states, meaning that they're immunocompromised to infections. Very commonly, if someone's getting an organ transplant, they take medications to make them immunocompromised. There's all sorts of situations for that, but I wonder which one they're using here. It's funny, they're using almost like the lack of policing resources as a representation for immunocompromised. Kind of funny because platelets are supposed to be big. Platelets are the white blood cells that actually clump and start the clotting process. They actually clump together and start the clotting process. So if you ever get a cut, it's your platelets that are responsible for stopping the bleed. This is so much pathophysiology right now. This is like above my pay grade right now. The fact that pneumococcal bacteria are hemolytic in nature, that they're gonna go after the red. Understand why you guys have been pushing me to watch this. It's well done, it's entertaining, it's funny for nerds like myself who love learning about the human body and refreshing some of their knowledge from medical school and even college days. This is brilliant. It's creative. You gotta give them that. If you want me to watch another episode of these, maybe you can recommend like the best episode and I could watch that one. As you know, I love watching all sorts of TV shows and dramas and all that stuff. In fact, I put a special playlist together for you right here. What, not right here? Right here. Click on that bad boy. We're gonna watch it together while staying happy and healthy. Where's Bear?